Alright, hello everybody! It is Friday, can you believe it? I know, if you're an avid watcher of my streams and my videos, you may be like, holy shit, it's the weekend already. Yeah, well, because, sadly, I was away for a couple days here, suffering with some really bad allergies this week. Which we'll talk about in just a moment. But welcome everyone, today is Friday, June 9th, 2017, I am Darkside Phil. Welcome to the return of my daily live streaming. That is right, starting today I am back every day. At least for the foreseeable future. I don't have any plans to take any time off relatively soon, being that I just had 2 days off, although when I say off, I mostly mean the first day I was rolling around in bed trying to recover from these goddamn allergies. And then yesterday I had a day out where I was doing pretty much errands constantly all day long, although I did Instagram my journey pretty much thoroughly. Which it seems a lot of people enjoyed. A lot of people were asking me if I have days out like that in the future, if I would consider doing Twitch in real life streaming. To which I was like, I never even heard of it before. Apparently there's some app that Twitch put out that you can stream in-person stuff. And, I mean, let me put it this way. Would I be totally against doing it in the future? No. But that's kind of awkward to me to be walking around with a camera or my phone and live streaming just normal stuff that I'm doing. I think that there's at least an air of, what's the word I'm looking for? Like an air of privacy when people go out in person to do stuff. I mean, yeah, you expect if you're out in public that the public who are there immediately obviously are going to see you and interact with you, but you don't expect that someone's going to come up with a camera live streaming to hundreds if not thousands of people on the internet and all of a sudden doing stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I'd be pretty upset if I were just walking through a store and some asshole who has thousands of followers on Twitch walked up to me and started interviewing me or doing stupid shit. You know what I mean? Like, that would be, like, annoying. At least to me. I mean, maybe that's just me, but to me, like, when you're doing stuff in person, that's kind of a private thing. And it's okay if I take a quick picture, because that's not really doing anything. I'm not taking a picture of people or whatever. I'm just taking a picture of seeing what's going on. Versus, oh, now you're live streaming. Now that's kind of like, it just feels different to me. You know what I mean? Like, it seems like an intrusion of privacy to me. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But to me, it just doesn't seem like something that I would want to do. Or let me give you another example. Let's say you're out on vacation or something, right? You take a quick video to upload to the internet later. That's one thing, because now that moment is still yours. If you're live streaming that moment, it's different. It kind of changes the moment. I don't know. That's kind of my feeling. Maybe I'm misplaced here or I'm misjudging. I don't know, because obviously I've never done this before. People are saying that Twitch might already close their in real life section because of certain people. Huh. Metaloid88, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. You're saying that I'm ignoring you in regards to a Patreon goal? Dude, I've been setting up the stream all morning and I just started streaming to do the pre-stream. I don't know what you're talking about. And acting like that in the stream chat is not going to get you anywhere. There are many ways you can contact me. You can tweet me, you can email me, you can make a post on my forums. Putting something randomly into stream chat when I'm setting up a stream is probably not the best way to get my attention, and acting like that afterwards because I didn't see you is also not a good idea. Alright. Now, so let's continue, folks. Let's talk a little bit. I'll let you know what's been going on with me for the past few days. Hasn't been very good. And then I'll talk about what you should expect in the next few days, because there's some good stuff coming up. Okay? Alright, so first of all, earlier this week, as you know, I was playing Tekken a lot, right? I played Guardians of the Galaxy Episode 2. And, all those videos are now live on DSPGaming, by the way, just to let everyone know. We are all caught up completely. If you've been watching all my stuff and trying to get caught up on everything, you are 100% caught up if you've watched everything that I've uploaded to DSPGaming. There's no backlog. So, oh, excuse me. I was supposed to be playing this game Perception on Wednesday. That was my idea. My whole goal was Wednesday was going to be Perception. It released that day on consoles. But the night before, when I had done Tekken and then I had done Guardians of the Galaxy, my voice was getting very hoarse and my throat was swelling up on me. So I already knew, because this has happened before, I already knew that something was going bad. I already knew that things weren't going to be working out too well here for me, because this has happened to me before. And when I woke up on Wednesday, oh my god, I couldn't talk at all. My throat was completely swollen, gunked up. My allergies were in full effect. It sucks because my allergies are really bad right now, but it's not just me. It's actually a major news story here in Washington State that this past 2 weeks, that pollen has, like, exploded. The pollen levels are off the charts. So everyone is being negatively affected by this. It's not just me. So, Wednesday, sadly, was off the table. I couldn't talk at all. I couldn't do anything. So I ended up sleeping in for most of Wednesday. And then Wednesday night, I already wasn't planning on doing any streaming or anything because I had to prepare my car, my BMW, to be returned back to the dealership as the lease had ended, okay? So that's what I ended up doing Wednesday night, is a lot of errands. I was running around the house cleaning stuff. I scrubbed out the cars, vacuumed it, basically cleaned it up and got it ready to be returned, okay? So, that was Wednesday. And then Thursday I woke up, and I felt a little better. I didn't feel 100%. I felt a little better. You know, my throat was less swollen. Still hoarse, though. And boy, yesterday was an eventful day. I had to drive all the way down to Seattle, because that's where the BMW dealership is. It's about 45 minutes away. Had to drive down to it, drop off the car, well, first of all, I had to kind of get it in there for the maintenance. They started the maintenance. I had to do all the closing paperwork on the car. Had to explain to them all kinds of things about the car, like the fact that when the car was originally delivered to me, they only gave me one set of keys, which I know sounds really bad. When you get a new car, you're always supposed to get 2 sets of keys. Yeah, well, BMW fucked up and only had one, and only ever sent me one. I had a lot of issues this second lease that I had with BMW. Let's put it this way. Lots of issues that they never really cleared up or cared about. So I was happy to get rid of this damn car. It took a while, but I got rid of it. And I pulled out my phone, and I got this app that's called Seattle Taxi or something like that. And it was able to hail a cab and get a cab over to pick me up within 2 minutes. Which was amazing. I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, the future is now. You don't need to hail a taxi anymore. You just use this app and a taxi will drive to you. That is pretty cool. Especially compared to some other situations I've had in major cities where it's pretty much impossible to get a taxi. It was pretty awesome. So I took a taxi home. And then I jumped into my new car. And I was able to basically get a day of errands done. I went all over the place. Let me just think of a few of the places. First of all, I went to the car dealership to pick up my plates, because my plates had arrived for the new car. Put those on the car. Went to, I think it was Sam's Club. I went to, I had to turn in 2 cable boxes at Xfinity, because I had these 2 cable boxes that I've had ever since I moved in here, and they never really worked properly, and I never really, bothered with getting them to work, because one of them here was in my office and one of them was in the bedroom, and in neither room did I pretty much ever watch TV in either of these rooms. If I'm going to watch TV, I go downstairs to my living room, which has the big screen TV and the surround sound. I mean, why would I watch it in any other room? So these cable boxes just sat around doing nothing, so I decided to finally trade them in so they stopped charging me like $5 a month. So I went and traded those in. That was a fun experience. I had some food. I went over to, I checked out Target. I went to Bed Bath & Beyond, and I know that sounds weird, but there's actually a few things for the house that I needed to basically things that were missing and or things that have been worn out. And now that I finally had a chance to go out and do stuff for myself, I decided to grab some odds and ends for the house. Went around doing a bunch of stuff, basically a lot of errands. And then I even went to a pet store, different places, checking stuff out. And I basically Instagrammed everything. If you are following me on Instagram yesterday, you certainly got a treat, because I put up an absolute ton of pictures for various things that I was doing. I even showed off my car a little bit, which is funny because now everyone is trying to guess what kind of car I have. I think the leading guess right now is a Honda Accord. Oof. Oh my god, excuse me. But yeah, one thing I can tell you is finally spending a whole day out by myself with the new car. I can tell you I love my new car. I certainly, let me put it, the BMW was nice, okay? The BMW is nice. The BMW has a lot of features, okay? And the BMW has a lot of luxuries. But the bottom line is I didn't need them. Like, the things that you pay a lot of money for in the BMW are so silly and superfluous. Like, for example, it's actually got a built-in satellite communication system. So if you break down somewhere, all you need to do is press a button and it'll satellite dial out to BMW headquarters, and basically they arrange for someone to come get you and get your car and fix it. And it's like, I'm never going to use that. I'm not driving out in the fucking boonies. You know what I mean? I'm not doing any of this crazy stuff where I'm going to take advantage of that. All right? It just doesn't make sense. So a lot of the things that were always in that leased BMW that I had, I never took advantage of. So it made sense to downgrade to basically a mid-range car, which is what I did. And I love my new car. I love the look of it. I love the handling of it, the features of it. Although it did freak me out because I was having some difficulties yesterday. So my phone, you know, everyone's smartphone now has the Bluetooth syncing feature. Every phone has it now. So my phone is synced with my new car. And at one point, I was going to try the Waze app because this new car does not have a built-in GPS anymore. The BMW always did. That was another one of the expensive features it had. This new car doesn't have it. And I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to make do with, you know, if I want to get around to places I haven't been before, I'm going to use the Waze app. Everyone talks about this Waze app and says that it's really good to get around because it uses Google Maps, but it has like turn-by-turn verbal instructions. So I actually bought this mount that mounts your phone to, you know, your dashboard, and I got that there, and I was messing around with it yesterday, and I couldn't get any audio to come out of my phone, okay? I couldn't get any audio to come out of my phone at all, and I'm like, what is going on? It's not working. I don't know, you know, what's happening here, and I come to find out, I guess what happened is my phone had synced with the car. Okay, and because my phone had synced with the car, it was playing the phone audio through the speakers, which I didn't know. Okay, and because of that, I was like, it's not making any audio. No, it was. It's just that my speakers were down. So as I turned my speakers up, it was doing all these turn-by-turn instructions, and it was really cool. So it was pretty neat, and I had, you know, I'm actually liking the situation right now. I think I made the good choice with my new vehicle and everything. Everything's kind of coming together. So that was yesterday. I had a whole day out doing all this stuff, okay? And it was a good day overall, I have to say it was. I got a lot done. I felt good because I was moving around. You know, it wasn't just me cramped in the house for a day. Not to say that that's going to be something that I do all the time because, you know, being that I live alone now and that I operate my business from home, there's not a heck of a lot that I need. You know, pretty much once a week I can go out and go grocery shopping or whatever I need, and I don't really need to go out all the time. But I'm going to try to make it kind of an effort where every other week maybe or something I take a day off, so I just have a day to myself to go around and do stuff, you know. Makes sense. Plus, I need the physical activity. So it was good. It was a good day. It was a good day, and it gave me another opportunity where I wasn't really talking. So it let me rest my voice to come back for today. And the bottom line is right now, I had no idea how my voice was going to sound coming back to stream today, but it sounds pretty good, right? I think my voice is sounding pretty good. And my throat, although keep in mind I haven't talked for 2 days, really, but my throat feels all right. It's a little bit still irritated from the allergies for sure. But I already popped the Mucinex and, you know, waiting for that to kick in and hoping that everything goes fine. We'll see. We'll see how things go today, all right? So now enough about that. Now let's talk about what you can expect for the next couple of days because we are heading full speed ahead into E3, folks. I don't know if you're aware. E3 starts tomorrow, and I know that's, you're like, what? A lot of people are still kind of confused. They're like, what? E3 starts tomorrow? Yeah, E3 starts super early, man. This year, they decided to start even earlier than usual. It's pretty nuts. Pretty nuts. Alright? So, all that being said, folks, all that being said, let's talk about the schedule. Let's talk about what you can expect in the next few days, so you know exactly what's going on. There's no confusion, and you know when to come by for streams and when to watch videos and when to do everything. Because I know many of you may be confused at this point. I was away for 2 days, and now with E3 coverage, it's about to start. It could be a pretty confusing thing. All right. So let us chat. First of all, today. Let's get today out of the way before we get on to anything else. So today, folks, first, my primary focus for today is basically a new game called Perception. Now, this is a game I was going to play on Wednesday. Did not get to play it on Wednesday. I wasn't feeling good, obviously. All right. So let's talk so you know exactly what's going on. Perception is a game made by some of the game developers, not all of them, but some of the game developers who worked on games such as BioShock and Dead Space. 2 games that I love, alright? 2 games that I very much enjoy. 2 game series that made a ton of money, were very popular, alright? So pretty good. Pretty good. Sorry, I'm getting distracted because my phone started vibrating, but it's nothing. Okay. So what is this game about? It's supposed to be a combination... What? The real Psychic Candace just says, I thought you hated BioShock. Are you stupid? I mean, I have to ask that. BioShock is one of my favorite game series of all time. I never said I hated BioShock. I think you're pulling that out of your butthole. So whatever you just pulled out of your butthole and put in the stream chat, please take that turd and stick it back into your butthole. I love the BioShock series. What the hell are you talking about? Alright, so it's supposed to be a survival horror game, but also a puzzle game with a twist. Alright, here's the twist. The twist is you're blind. You can't see anything. Dope. A video game where you're blind, well, this is going to be great, right? So, from what I don't understand, I guess what you're using is you're supposed to be using your other senses, like hearing and stuff like that, in order to figure stuff out. And I guess the actual visuals of the game are very unique and different from other games that you would see, I guess. That I understand, from what I don't understand. Again, I didn't play the game yet. But take a look. Here's a piece of fan art. You know, it was just on your screen. It's gone now. Piece of fan art that someone made. It looks like it's going to be a very unique visual style. Alright? So, I guess we'll find out. We're going to find out firsthand what exactly this game is all about today. Now, here's the thing. Number one, the game is only about 4 to 4.5 hours long, apparently, if you don't get lost. But you guys know about me, alright? You guys know what happens sometimes when I play games. I tend to get lost. Well, then again, I tend to explore as well. That's the other thing. I tend to take my time to look around the environment and stuff. So here's the deal. My goal today is to complete Perception. By hook or by crook, I want to beat this game today. I think between this stream and my later stream, no matter what, I am going to complete this game today. Alright? Now, here's the deal, though. I don't know if I'm going to beat it all on one session or not. It all depends on how it goes and if I'm liking it and am I getting lost or whatever, right? It's going to be a unique experience, I think. So, we'll play it by ear. We'll see what happens. If I beat it all on this first session, great. Or, here's the thing. I'm going to start gameplay in just a couple minutes. Typically, I stream till around 4 p.m. Pacific time. But I'm totally aware that I can go a little later if I need to, right? If I want to go till 5 p.m. or whatever, because it looks like I'm near the end of the game, then I will. Okay, so we'll see how it goes. I may beat the whole game in one sitting here. If not, then tonight my second stream around 7:30 p.m. will be the conclusion of Perception. All right. Now, if I do happen to beat the entire game in one sitting, then later tonight, I'm going to be playing some Tekken 7 with my friend Venomous Fat Man. He is actually heading off to E3 tomorrow to cover it. He's a gaming journalist. But he's been playing a lot of Tekken. He wanted to play against me this week, but sadly, because of everything going on with my health and everything, it didn't happen. So if I do beat Perception sooner rather than later, then tonight I'll play with him a little bit, maybe an hour or two. So it'll be the first time I'm kind of doing like a private lobby with someone to see how that goes, okay? So that could certainly be fun. It'll also be a good test of the connections, because he lives in Florida. So, Washington to Florida, how are the internet connections in a private lobby? It'll be a good test, because I am going to be reviewing Tekken 7 coming up, by the way. I just want to let everyone know, probably sometime this week I'll be reviewing Tekken 7. And this is one of the things I actually need to test. Alright. So yeah. There you have it. That is the deal for today, alright? Definitely all of Perception, and we may or may not have some Tekken 7, depending on how things go, okay? Alright. Tomorrow, folks, things are really weird and different because E3 actually begins tomorrow. And I know that sounds really weird. It does. Tomorrow is EA's press conference. They are the very first major game publisher / game developer who are going to be putting out a press conference, all right? The press conference is at noon Pacific time. I'm going to repeat that. EA's press conference tomorrow is at noon Pacific time. Okay? So, what the hell is this now? Oh, this is a stupid spam email. God damn it. I almost got fooled by another one of these fucking crazy-ass fake spam emails, man. They're trying to spoof a real email from, like, a company, and it looks so real, and then you realize there's a line of broken English. You're like, this ain't fucking real. I hate when that shit happens. Alright, let me get back in focus. I almost got fooled. So tomorrow E3 starts. Here's what's gonna happen. Noon Pacific time, come to the stream. I won't be live streaming, but we will be utilizing the stream chat to talk, okay? We'll all be talking here because we're all going to be watching the EA press conference together, all right? So you can watch it however. I mean, I'm sure IGN's going to have it. I'm sure Twitch will have their own stream. Everyone's going to have their own version of this press conference, all right? So, going to watch this together through whatever means, and we're going to chat it up together live. All right, I'm going to be taking notes during this press conference. Then as soon as the press conference ends, whenever that may be, I'm going to go live on stream, and I'm going to immediately give you my recap and my reactions to what I saw at the EA press conference. So, think of it this way. Is it a live reaction where I'm going to be doing overblown facial expressions like a fucking Muppet, like most people do on YouTube and Twitch? No. I'm going to do the intelligent thing. I'm actually going to watch the press conference, give myself a few minutes to think about all the things at the press conference, write down my thoughts so that I can do an intelligent reactions video immediately following the end of the press conference. So that will happen immediately after. I'll live stream it right here on Twitch, and then I'm going to upload that to the King of Hate vlogs, all right? And sadly, that's just going to be it for tomorrow, all right? Now, I know that's not a lot, but that's it for tomorrow, mostly because the second half of tomorrow, I actually need to go do more errands. I didn't go grocery shopping or anything when I went out yesterday. It was mostly doing the odds and ends and things that I don't usually have time to do. So that's it for Saturday. And I know that might be disappointing. No gameplay or anything on Saturday. Some people might be like, oh man, really? Yeah, but it is what it is. Alright, it is what it is. That's kind of just going to be tomorrow. Now, Sunday is going to be a weird day because there's two press conferences on Sunday. One is at 2 p.m., and one is at 9 p.m. I'm going to be doing the same thing. When those press conferences happen, I'm going to be watching them live in the stream chat with you guys and then doing live reactions immediately following them. But I'm also going to be doing gameplay streaming, all right? I'm going to be doing maybe, like, let's say a couple hours before that 2 p.m. press conference. I'll probably play some Tekken so that I could get some gameplay in. You know, I want to get something in. It's ridiculous if I don't get to play at all. And maybe even later in the day, same thing. Maybe I'll play later in the day before that 9 p.m. press conference. Maybe I'll do like a 2-hour stream of gameplay of Tekken before those press conferences start. So Sunday will be a balance of both gameplay and E3 reaction streams, all right? And then on Monday, it's more of the same. There's more press conferences on Monday. I'm not 100% on what time the press conference starts on Monday because I don't have the schedule in front of me. But it'll basically be the same deal where I'm going to cover the press conference, but I'm also going to build in some gameplay. And what I'm thinking is maybe I'll go back to Friday the 13th because I actually heard Friday the 13th now has been patched and actually works. So you don't actually sit there for like 10 minutes to get a match. So I think I may want to do some more Friday the 13th and maybe some more Tekken as well. We'll see. We'll play it by ear and we'll see. But that's kind of my rough idea of what I want to do with the gameplay this week is I kind of want to balance it between some Friday the 13th, some Tekken, and probably I will return also to Persona 5 this week for a couple sessions. There will definitely be more Persona 5 this week. Alright. One other thing. I am planning on possibly starting up one of those summer playthroughs and or the Patron's Choice playthrough shortly, meaning maybe by the end of this coming week, okay? Well, the end of the next week is what I should say. So we got Danganronpa 2 on the docket. That's going to be the Patron's Choice playthrough starting up soon. But also I have to make a choice between Red Dead Redemption or Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin or another game that I was kind of considering was either Grand Theft Auto Vice City or Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Alright, so one of those. So I'm debating one of those I'll be starting up soon. Sooner rather than later. Alright? But, folks, I have a bombshell. Are you ready? I know I didn't talk about this at all. What I'm about to tell you right now is the first time I'm even mentioning this, so prepare your butts. Ready? Ladies and gentlemen, a viewer and fan of mine who would prefer to remain anonymous, alright, has decided, get ready, are you ready? To donate $5 million. No, I'm kidding. That's not actually the situation. Alright. A viewer and fan of mine who would prefer to remain anonymous has decided to donate a Nintendo Switch. That is correct. I'm getting a Nintendo Switch. Supposedly, I'm supposed to be getting it near the end of June. Alright. And I don't know exactly when it's going to be showing up yet. But apparently I'm getting another Nintendo Switch. Now here's the thing. I already don't know how this is going to work. Because keep in mind that, number one, the first Switch died on me. So imagine if I get this one and this one fucking dies too. That would be something else. That would seriously be something else, getting two back-to-back defective Switch consoles. But number two, and this honestly is one of the biggest concerns for me, is how am I going to be playing games on the Switch and then uploading the videos, because the videos all get claimed by Nintendo, right? Anything that's first party gets claimed. So I'm going to give you an example. Anything Mario, anything Zelda, anything Smash Brothers, Splatoon, Pikmin, Metroid. I'm trying to think of other first-party Nintendo titles that I may have been playing recently. All of that shit gets claimed. So, I'll give you an example. Coming up, there's this new game, Arms, coming out, right? That everyone's been talking about. Arms is such a good game. You should check it out. It's probably gonna... Every video I make is probably gonna get claimed. Okay. Also, Splatoon 2 is coming up in July. Is that a game I want to play? Absolutely. But guess what? Every video I make of it is going to get claimed on YouTube. So it's like... let me put it this way. I love Nintendo games, and I want to cover them, but I can only do that if it's financially feasible. Now, obviously, getting a Switch donated to me is the first step of making it financially feasible. It overcame that $300 price tag of getting the hardware for myself, alright? But I'm nervous that, what if, let's say, for example, Splatoon 2. So I buy the game, I play it, and I play one stream, and it's great, and everyone's participating, cheering, sub, and tipping. So it's all good that first day. But I upload all the videos, all claimed. So I make no money that day on YouTube. So now day 2, I go to play Splatoon 2. Now it dies down, and now no one's really doing that stuff anymore. So I make no money on Twitch and no money on YouTube. You see what I'm saying? And no, I don't want this to be an ongoing concern. I want to get to the point where I don't have to mention this shit to you anymore. But in my mind, I have to be real. I want to keep doing this for you guys. I want to keep doing daily streams. I want to keep doing videos. And taking entire chunks of time to play Nintendo games that I'm not going to make any YouTube money on is not a good idea. Alright? So I have a couple ideas, folks. A couple ideas, alright? Allow me to present them to you. Number 1, I could make a totally new channel on YouTube that's just for Nintendo-related videos. Like DSP, you know, DSP NES or something like that. I don't know. And what it would be is I would try to get that channel partnered with the Nintendo Partnership, which is a partnership exclusive for Nintendo games where you can get Nintendo videos approved for monetization. Now that in itself is a whole new bag of worms because Nintendo apparently is very skeptical about what videos they approve. Alright? A lot of the times they'll say, oh, if there's too much swearing or whatever, they won't even approve a video for monetization. And in addition, typically they take 2 to 3 days to approve any video anyway. So even if I'm playing a hot new release, it could take 3 or more days before the videos even go live on YouTube. So that could be pretty shitty. Alright? That's number 1. Number 2. What I could possibly do is if there is a giant Nintendo release coming out and people want me to cover it, I could always set it up as like a patron goal. Like for that month or the month before, it would be, if I hit the Patreon goal, then the playthrough for the month will be Mario. So that way I don't have to worry about, oh no, I played this game, I didn't make a lot of money on it or anything. Because that's what the patron funding went towards or whatever. Alright? So we'll see. We'll see moving forward. But here's the immediate positive about this, folks. And I'm actually pretty excited about this. When the Switch shows up later this month, the first game that I'm going to get is Ultra Street Fighter 2. A game that I'm incredibly good at because it is Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, only it's kind of with a couple tweaks and new characters. Right now, people have been playing this game since late May. It came out on the 26th of May. So they've been playing it for about, what, 2 weeks? Yeah, it's been about 2 weeks. I'm pretty much going to be able to dominate the game, I think. Okay? The only thing that I'm a little skeptical about is playing it on the actual Switch, you know, controller. Because I had that thing in my hands and that thing felt like shit. It really did. Like, the controls for the Switch felt flimsy and easily breakable. And playing a competitive fighting game with them, I don't know how I feel about that. Okay? But I am pretty interested in at least checking this game out. I'm very skeptical of it. I mean, I posted an Instagram post yesterday skeptical of this freaking game, saying $40 for a game that's 10 years old, really isn't changed since the 10 years, and is on a console that no one bought to play competitive fighting games on. I'm very curious to see if I buy this game and I play it, how many people would I even find online? And that's the other thing is, the Switch isn't coming probably till late June, so now you're talking a month after its release. Will anyone be playing this game? I don't know. Daddy Boy says, get a Pro Controller. Are you aware that the Pro Controller for the Switch costs $70? I'm not exaggerating. That's the fucking price tag. $70 for a fucking controller that probably cost Nintendo $5 to make. It's 100% profit margin. It's ridiculous. It's a huge ripoff. Okay? So anyway, the good news is I'm getting a Switch apparently. But I don't know how it's going to go. We're going to have to see. We'll see what happens when I get it. See what games are available. May mess around with it. It's good because this is definitely one of the times that it's going to get use. And the reason I say that is because it's the summer. And the summer months are going to be very slow. So this would be a good time for me to maybe be playing a game like Ultra Street Fighter 2 and balance that with other games. Like I said, these downtime games that I'm planning on playing or something. Alright? Alright, so folks, that is the deal. A lot of stuff I had to talk about this morning. I appreciate you being patient. I am going to start with Perception in just a moment, alright? So, all that being said, folks, very quickly, let's do plugs, and then we'll get started with Perception. Don't worry, I'm streaming a ton today. It's not like because I'm a few minutes late here with the pre-stream, because I had a lot to talk about that. You're not going to get your share of gameplay, and you are. Okay. So, folks, if you enjoy my daily live streams, if you enjoy my on-demand videos, if you're looking forward to my E3 coverage, if you really like my stuff and you want to see me continue to do this daily for you, there are many ways that you can support my efforts to keep doing this, all right? Number one would be Patreon. Let's talk about Patreon because I got a big announcement. You can see it's on your screen right now. I've announced the Patreon goal for the month of June. The goal is the Gotta Go Fast Patron's Choice Marathon event. So if you're wondering what that is, well, it's actually, I take that back. I said marathon event. I didn't mean to say that. It's not a marathon event. It's a full playthrough, okay? If you pledge $5 or more to my Patreon in the month of June, so you have until the end of June. June has 30 days? Yeah, so you still got 1, 2, 3 weeks to pledge to my Patreon. And if we hit the funding goal for the month, we will be doing a full playthrough of one of the following 3 games. Number 1, Sonic Adventure 1. Number 2, Sonic Adventure 2. Or number 3, Shadow the Hedgehog. All these games are readily available. 2 of them already were re-released in HD, and one of them you could get as an Xbox One game and just emulate it on the Xbox 360. So it certainly shouldn't be any kind of an issue. Okay? Yeah, so if you pledge $5 or more this month, you'll be voting on which of these games you want to see as a playthrough, and the voting will be taking place in July, and therefore the playthrough will probably take place late July or early August. Last year, I played Sonic 06, and quite honestly, out of all the things I did during the summer, it was the biggest and most popular thing I did. People like to see me go back and play these nostalgic Sonic games from their youth, so I'm very excited to. The only one I've played out of these 3 is actually Sonic Adventure 1. I did play that game multiple times because I really liked it back in the era of the Dreamcast. So it'll be a lot of fun for me to go back and re-experience that game. I've never really played 2, and I definitely never even touched Shadow the Hedgehog. So, excited to see what happens. And I hope we hit the funding goal, and I hope that people will vote. Please pledge if you can. Also, keep in mind, it's not just about that monthly goal, it's about the personal perks that you get, such as getting text or verbal thank yous in my videos, getting your questions answered on Ask the King, which, by the way, next episode of Ask the King is coming up on June 29th. I hope you'll check that out. All right? Or even getting a private Q&A video made. So, lots of stuff. All right? Lots of good stuff. In addition to that, there's also my Teespring store, where you can buy some really cool quality merchandise, including t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, stickers, mugs, really good stuff. All fan-designed artwork and logos. Bestseller by far still remains the Skull logo, although the Wow Dude logo is a close second, and the DSPGaming channel logo is a third. But really good stuff. Check it out. And if you do happen to purchase anything from my Teespring, I get a pretty good commission from it. So it definitely helps me out, and I appreciate anyone who does check that out. Suck a Surprise, I said, what is the best way to send me an Ask the King question email? No, in fact, email is not a way to submit a question. You can either post up on my forums. The thread is already live there. It has its own section. It's been there for a month, so you have another 3 weeks to post up your question, or the day when the actual Ask the King is taking place, you can post up on my Twitter. I actually say, okay, I'm accepting questions now. So those are the 2 methods. If you were a $10 patron, you actually have a if you were a $20 patron, I said that wrong, my fault. If you were a $20 patron of mine, you also have a guaranteed question that will get answered, but a little too late for that now, so. All right. Last but not least, folks, if you like me, if you like my streams and everything, and if you're enjoying today's streaming in particular, you can choose to cheer with bits, you can subscribe to the channel, or you can tip me. All these methods help me out and allow me to continue doing this as a daily thing and keeping me on the air. If you cheer 50 bits or more, if you subscribe and click the share button, because there's a share button to share your information, or if you tip me $2 or more, you will get an on-screen notification, which I will respond to and give you a verbal shout-out, okay? So, thanks to everyone who has done that already. In fact, I'm going to do all the shout-outs right now from everyone who did something this morning while I was gabbing away here on pre-stream. All right? So, thank you to the following people. To RX93 Gundam, who resubscribed to the channel for the 4th month in a row. To Twitch Is My TV, who did a 10-bit cheer and said, did I get a Civic? I'm not answering that question. To Nolbert87, who did a 100-bit cheer and said E3 hype. To Weird Wolfman, who did a 10-bit cheer and complained because there wasn't gameplay yet, even though I've been gone for 2 days and said I was going to have a long pre-stream. And shout out to Insomniatic Meat, who resubscribed for the 6th month in a row, earning himself his Golden Crown badge. I hope you enjoy it, Insomniatic Meat. There you go. So, thank you to everyone for being here. Thank you to everyone who participates. Hopefully, maybe you'll feel inspired to participate during the stream today. We'll see. I hope this game's good. I've heard mixed results. Some people really love it and some people hate it. Always seems to be the kind of deal in the games that they consider walking simulators. But I'll give you an example. Recently, I just played that game, What Remains of Edith Finch. And even though that was a walking simulator, I actually really enjoyed it. So I'm hoping this game as well will be more of the same, okay? All right. Everyone, thanks. It's time to start. Perception. Are you ready? Are you ready? The Degeneration X version of Perception. That could change the game, I bet. All right. Let's do it, folks. Let's do it. Let's get ready. Grab your butts. Get a drink. Get a snack. Get ready. Here we go. It's time for Perception.